fake fitness. Stay tuned. Put my video right here on social goals.
Say one thing before we started the show too. If you're not having a good time, but if you're not having a good time, you're wasting your time. You say that every night.
Situationships, and you know, all things. Thank you so much.
Daddy Yum Yum, 265 gallons of pure milk chocolate, and you are watching the Social Dose.
All right, so those that are tuning in, those that are watching, you can now see Miss Malita Adams, also known as Matilda.
Hello, everyone. I'm just glad to be here today to share my story.
All right, so before we get into your story, you know, we just asked on the radio how you feeling. How you feeling? Like for our Facebook Live audience, for our YouTube audience, Twitch, and everything else, you know, everybody's tuning in. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling marvelous. Guys, I am feeling marvelous to get my story out. It's just my story, you know. I feel like to get it out and just feel free and just walk in my truth. And that's why I'm here. I'm just excited to share this with you guys.
All right. So, Malita, before we get started, before we dig into your life and everything else, like, where are you from? Tell us a little bit about where you're from. Who are you? Where are you from?
I am from Shreveport, Louisiana, and I'm a graduate of BTW class of 2001. I love you guys. But I'm mid-child of my mom. Have an older sister, younger brother. Shouting you guys out. Also, my dad's side, I want to shout out my sisters. I have a large family, the Adams family. For those that know us, just know that we are huge and just excited, you know, to just be able to just share my story and just be here today and just you know, just thank you guys for watching. And
all right. So look, we're gonna try to break the ice here a little bit, you know what I'm saying? You know, we wanna kind of ease the nerves, you know, make sure we all, you know, like I said, me and you know, we talk to each other. So, you know, for the people that are tuning in, can you tell our audience something about you that nobody knows? Like this is something that only you know that you're sharing with us. You know, when you come on our platforms, we want to be able to have that memory that we can share together forever. Mm-hmm. So what is something about you? You know, it can be a pet peeve, a hobby. I've had someone tell me something that nobody knows about, a woman that was afraid of balloons. That was like the most, I've never heard anything like that. Shout out to Raquel Wheeler. You know, she came on and she kind of told us that. So like, what is something about you that no one knows about that you would like to share with our audience?
Well, what I would like to share with my audience is that I have a great heart for humanitarian. So I'm just here to get my story out in hopes of reaching, you know, others and spreading awareness. And there's some things that I'm looking forward to, and that's why I'm here to give my why. You know, why am I doing this? You know, why am I here? Why am I sharing this story with you guys? Who is Malita? You know, who is Matilda? So it's kind of, I'm ready to, you know, dive in. And I have a heart for humanity, and I would love to work with the community, you know. So it's not about what I'm doing. You know, first of all, I'm not here to encourage young ladies, you know, to do what I'm doing. You know, I'm doing what I'm doing because I can take it. You know, I've been married. I've, you know, had these relationships. I had all the abuses, and I'm like, okay, I lost myself, you know. And so now I'm like, okay, let me just do something different. What works for me, what works for my mental health. You know, I have kids, you know, that depend on me. I'm making sacrifices, you know, and their dads are a part of their lives. They have great dads. So, but mom ready to wow, but I have great, you know, meaning behind everything, because I love people. I love hard. For those who love that know me, I love hard. I love everyone. I may not tell you, but I'll have my ways of showing you. You know, so I have people that are not against what I'm doing, but they respect it. But I was like, okay, don't worry, I'm good. You know, everything is calculated, strategic on my end, what I'm doing, and you'll understand when I have those results later. But I'm not here to encourage young ladies, little girls. You know, I have little cousins that look up to me. Hey, close your legs. You know, don't do what I'm doing. Just do what I say. You know, so, but I'm not a kind of follower type person. I'm a leader, you know, so I'm trying to be more, you know, originated, or just, you know, even if I'm, you know, for this generation, like, hey, the next generation, yeah, I definitely would like to help, but hey, I need the resources, so I'm here.
All right. So for those that are watching and listening, you've seen the headline, you see the flyer. She is the CEO of Matilda's Adult Entertainment. So for those that may not understand, can you explain to us what is adult entertainment for our audience? You know, let's kind of explain what that is so they'll have a full understanding. Some people know.
Porn, you know, so I do porn, guys, and a lot of I get shocks all the time, but I am a porn star, and AKA sex content creator, which that's the true meaning in the world today, the terminology behind it. But I'm a sex content creator, and I create porn for those who will love the fantasy of myself. Your choice. Your choice. If you would like to see me. If not, it's just what I'm doing, and I love what I'm doing, and I believe that it's art, and you have to master your own art.
Okay. So, okay, in the world of entrepreneurship, when did this manifest? When did you actually dive into what you're doing now? When did it start? Like, when did you come to the point where, like, look, this is what I want to do, this is what I'm gonna do? Like, when did the thought process start behind it, and when did you actually start?
Okay. It started a little over 3 years ago. I had an old flame who entered my life, and he kind of ignited some things, and it was in the middle of the night, and it was great for the adult audience. It was a great sexual experience, you know, underneath the stars, and insects and birds chirping or whatever, but it was a nice experience. And I was like, dang, you know, once we reached our, you know, happy ending, I was like, somebody need to see that. That was amazing. And I started feeling like, dang, oh, I would love to do this more often. So now I'm here, and I'm comfortable with it, because I ran away from it for like 8 months to try to seek love, and that didn't work. And so it came back, and I saw the vision when we first started, my partner and I, and he believed in me, and I appreciate him for that. And he still believes in me to this day, and I love him. And for that. And I tried to run away from it, came back, and I was like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do. Hey, take me as I am. And I feel better, I feel free, and hey, I tried to do the things that society say do. Go to school, get married. I was in a whole new world. And I could have lost myself as a mother, as a sister, as a friend. And now it's just like, okay, let me do what makes me happy. I deserve it. You know, I do. A lot may not understand, but I didn't come from this large family for nothing. So at the end of the day, I could have lost my mind or be strung out on drugs or anything. But I was like, okay, I control my life. I can turn this off like a light switch. That's how I'm doing. But I have a purpose behind it. And I'm staying humble and I'm staying ready. You know, I'm staying prepared. And that's how I came up and with this decision.
All right. So how has your experience been being a CEO? You know, actually working for yourself full time. How's this experience been for you so far?
It's been great. I was a teacher not long ago, and that didn't work out to my liking. And so I've had this on the side. So I just kind of made it a full-time thing to invest in myself, because I feel like I'm a business. Like, once you know what goes on and how the world operates, you will really take more pride in yourself and really go in depth into yourself, your soul, to see where's your what we learn in school, who, what, when, where, why, or how. I didn't learn much in school, and the things I did learn, I forgot all about them, but that stuck with me. Like, why am I here? You know, who? You know, what am I doing this for? Like, I have those, you know, those things, and so I'm just here to tell my story, and it's just, I love it. I mean, I love what I do.
Okay. So now, as far as business, and you know, I want to kind of take it away from your we know what your business is, adult entertainment. Do you have any influences, business influence, or anyone actually that you want to model? Not as far as saying like what your business is now, but as far as, do you have anyone that inspired you to be an entrepreneur? Like, who is someone you looked up to? Like, you know, you seen somebody that worked for themselves and you kind of admired that and you wanted to do it. Like, do you have anyone that you admired?
Well, not exactly, because I kind of really just want to follow my own wave. I take what people do, and I take a little bit of what everyone does that I saw that are entrepreneurs. And I know this is a different type of, you know, field to be in, and I just take the work ethic. It takes money to make money, of course, and I really just, I looked into the work ethic that I have for my family. You know, we have some workaholics in my family, and so we have some that just, you know, just love to just chill, you know. So of course, like, TV heavily influenced me, and so that's kind of pretty much what I've, you know, always been tuned into, was the screen. And so that's what kind of motivated me to kind of like, okay, but far as in the porn side, I used to look at the ladies back, of course, you know, Superhead, Pinky, and those are Cherokee and Buffy and those ladies like that. So looking at them, and I was like, okay, I never thought about it, but now I'm here, you know, and my experiences led me here, and I love it.
Okay. So watching porn, was just something that you like to do, or was it something that you maybe shared with someone when you were, you know, because I know you say you gave you referenced some names about in the adult entertainment field. Is it something that you know, I know you said you liked it, but I want to make sure that, you know, when I ask this, that it's making sense to me to actually ask it. So when you seen that, how long ago was that when you actually watched these people? Was it like a current thing once you decided, look, this is what I'm going to do? Or is it something you watched maybe like, you know, back in the day and it just kind of manifested and came, you know?
I started watching porn early as my elementary years. And it kind of stuck with me, I guess, with the sexual side, because I never lost sight of it. But I knew what sex stood for. You know, of course, the man-woman union. But then you're growing up in certain areas, you know, you have the hide, go get it, of course. And then, you know, it leads up to, hey, your first kiss. And then it leads up to, hey, let's try this. Okay, I see this on TV. Okay, let me experience with myself. I feel like I pretty much broke my own virginity because I've started early experimenting with myself. And I just kind of knew what to do once that opportunity came along. And thank God I didn't, you know, of course, get pregnant or anything at an early age. At least I was able to graduate from high school and obtain my diploma and make something out of myself afterwards. But I did become a mom at 20, and I love my sons. So I love my sons. I have 3, and that's basically what I'm just here for.
Okay, and you know, once again, like I say here, we, you know, what we try to do, we try to get the information, and this podcast is about entrepreneurship. You know, we just want to know a little bit about you, and I see that you are actually kind of telling us a little about your past. I mean, is there anything else that you want us to know? You know, because I know you did mention, you know, actually being exposed to sex at an early age. So is there anything behind it that you want to share with us, or would that be at a different time? So for those, hold on before you answer that, for those that are watching and listening, there's going to be a new podcast coming to Social Ghost Network. It's going to be called Face, Ass, and Intelligence, looking at yours truly. So, you know, some of the things you may not hear in this interview, you may actually get to see, but you have to tune into our podcast to know. So I don't want to tell everything, you know, we don't want to be but you know, if you make sure you watch our podcast, you can learn more. But for the purpose of this podcast, is there anything else you want to share? Because let me say you started at an early age, you know, without really diving into it, would there be something you may want to preserve? So I want to make sure, you know.
Well, now since I've gotten older, you know, I kind of see the songs that I fell in love with, you know, kind of like, it did influence my sexual nature at an early age, you know. Thank you to Live Crew. Uptown 357, Juicing Got Him Crazy, which is one of my favorite songs. And I didn't realize all of that until now. I'm like, okay, dang, you know, I guess I do got him going crazy. But I do. But I just used that experience, and it just kind of, I wouldn't say groom, but now I see the certain sense of it, you know.
Okay.
Starting off early and so on and so on. It kind of helped. Actually, it accelerated, you know. Now that I'm older and I understand, like, okay, hey, like I said, it's an art. You got to master it. You got to be good in what you do, you know, so.
Okay. All right. So what has been some of the trials and tribulations of being an entrepreneur? Like, what are some of the good and bad things that you've experienced being an entrepreneur?
Well, I get the, I don't think you should be doing this. I see a beautiful lady. I said, just spend one day with me. You're going to change your mind, because there's several levels to myself. Several, you know, so I can turn up the heat anytime, or I can lower the heat. I'm like, okay, that's how I normally operate in my day-to-day operations as an entrepreneur. Okay, so, hey, you may get a certain level to me that is strictly about business. Hey, it's about awareness, spreading awareness on what goes on in the world, or it's about on a sexual note, you know. But you will love me regardless. And as an entrepreneur, that's basically how it is, how it goes.
Okay. Okay, so just like you said, any business, you know, like it takes a lot to run it and actually to go through. You know, there are things that, you know, sometimes you're making a lot of money, sometimes you're not making any money. With you actually being in this field, actually working for yourself, what are you able to separate your personal life from your business? Which you say you can turn it on and turn it off like that. So in this arena, do you think it's about the same as, you know, any other business?
It all depends on the person. It all depends on the person, what you see fits. Because to be honest, I live my life in a black and white type feel. So it's kind of like just controlling your own narrative in this field. In this arena that we are in, you know, you have to know what goes on. Like you got to be deeply rooted in this, you know, first of all, and be able to grow from that and learn from that.
Okay. So what type of advice would you provide to anyone that may want to go into the field of being an entrepreneur? Like, what would you tell them from your experience of actually being an entrepreneur right now? Like, what type of advice would you give them?
First of all, trust yourself. You know, trust your instinct. Try to go in depth with yourself. Learn yourself, first of all. Live in your truth. You know, and once you get comfortable in your own skin, nothing else matters. Me, I can like shun the world but I love everyone. But hey, my black and white, you know, that's how the world operates.
Okay. So controlling narrative. How important it is to be able to control the narrative in business. How important is that to you? What make you feel? What do you feel about that?
It starts with your vision. Whatever your vision is, you have to execute that. You know, start off with a vision, and then there were my steps. You know, I didn't rush anything. I moved to Texas a year ago. I was like, okay, I've done the office work. I was like, oh, I got too much energy for this. The only thing was keeping me sane was kind of Pandora, because I knew I needed to get out there. I needed to live in my truth. Let me do something for me, you know, make me feel good. This the freest I ever felt, you know. I'm broke, but I feel great. So I feel marvelous. And this is basically it.
Okay.
Yes.
And like, say, for those that don't know, like, so we know we got big things coming that we're not going to share on this particular podcast. Make sure y'all tune in to Face, Ass, and Intelligence, the podcast by yours truly. Is there anything you want to leave with the artist before we close out this session?
Yes. For those of you in my family, I love you guys, and I have a bigger vision. I know that things may not go as what you see that I should be doing, and this is just a step. You know, we control our lives. We control, like I said, I can turn this off like a light switch. You know, right now I'm just happy. You know, I never lost sight of what I've learned, even in my church. I didn't lose sight of God. You know, I didn't lose sight of who I am. You know, so I'm walking in this truth, and I've learned throughout this walking in this truth, you have to learn what I learned from my pastor, Pastor James, which he was the best. I love him, and God bless his soul. And he taught me the rake and shovel method. He taught me how to rake in what I want in, which what I allow in my mind, and shovel what I don't want out. And once that dawned on me, I was like, okay, that's all I need. I felt great. That's how I live my life. And it helps me understand, because my experiences, what helped shape me. My son's father and I, we all have a great relationship. You know, I'm a great mother to my kids, you know. So this definitely, my kids know that, hey, I don't care what your dad has for you. Mommy got to get it some kind of way, you know. So just a sacrifice, as long as I just understand my why, just understand this how life operates. My rake and shovel method, rake in, hey, you're not allowed to get in my head. You know, I know who I am as a woman. I know what I'm doing. I'm happy doing me. So that's all that matters. So I'm just here. I have way more to share, more in depth at a later time. But I just thank you guys for tuning in, and so I can share my experience. And I love you.
Okay, and I'm sorry. I want to make sure for your audience, if anyone wanted to reach out to you, to you know, view your content, or to even, you know, can you share that what's your preferred method of contact for those that want to?
Inbox, DM, I got you. And we can go from there.
Okay, an inbox and a DM. Is there any particular platforms? Instagram, Facebook.
Facebook, Instagram, and I do have Twitter.
Okay, and that will be information that they get from you once they reach out to you.
Yes.
Okay, and for those that are listening and watching, like I said, if you want to get any information from her, or if you have questions that you may want to ask her, personally, reach out to her on her Facebook account. Is it your name? Is it also your name on Instagram and Twitter? So it's her name on those.
A little bit different on Twitter. A little bit. I'm more Matilda on Twitter, but I'm more so of like Malita on IG and Facebook. So, but it's my little alter ego is Matilda, as you can see. But I'm here as Matilda, but I do have a story to tell. So if you would like to learn more about me, you could just hit me up on one of the platforms, and I'll be sure to look out.
All right, like I said, once again, we really appreciate you. Once you come and chill with the GOAT, you become a GOAT. And for those that are watching and listening, you will see a podcast in the nearby future, Face, Ass, and Intelligence, starring yours truly right there. And you will get more of her story, and you'll be able to follow, and you'll have a different not a different understanding, but you'll have more of an understanding, and then maybe you can get clarity on some type of question you may have personally. Hey, you already know when you get to call you up. I'm Shady Will. We about to get up out of here. We go holla.